What's going on, everyone? It's that time of the month again with another rig showcase. If you like this video, consider subscribing to the channel and also liking this video. But without further hesitation, let's jump straight into this video. The first rig that I'm gonna show you today is from Pastel. This rig has been due for a little bit because I told him I would do it in the previous rig showcase, but I didn't manage to fit it in. So this time, Pastel, this one's for you, the first one of the video. It's an amazing rig. He 3D printed this himself. I knew he's printed this with filament he got for free. It's not the best filament, but it does the job pretty well. It looks amazing. He has a Raspberry Pi and 3 Amiga chips to mine Duinocoin. He also added a whole lot of other things, like a laptop antenna for the extra Wi-Fi. He also added a charger and boost converter for some extra power that he wants to supply to this rig. There's a whole lot of other different things that are in this rig, but for the main premise of mining Duinocoin, it's the Amiga chips and the Raspberry Pi. This rig is pretty sick. It's really unique the way you 3D printed this one. I also like that you soldered the LEDs to the Amiga chips. And with that being said, I would definitely give this rig an 8.5 out of 10. The next rig is from Leonardo. This rig he built basically to see how much Duinos he's gonna make and those kind of things. It's not his main mining rig, but it's just a box to see how much he's mining and how well his boards are performing. It has one node MCU and an ESP01. It probably makes around, I don't know, I think 5 to 10 Ducos a day, which isn't a lot, but you can't expect anything else if you just have one board that actually mines the Duinocoin. So for the people wondering, this is what his box looks like from inside. He has the Node MCU on the bottom and he's hooked the LED screen to these pins. You can see he uses a lot of hot glue. That's probably why he encased it into a nice box so it's all faded away. It looks pretty cool, and also that you 3D printed the box. And overall it's really handy to have an LED screen hooked up to your rig. So with that being said, I'll give this probably an 8 out of 10. The next rig is from Pacquiriza. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. As you can see, he has a ventilation box with I think 6 ESP8266s inside of it. And as you can see, he also has like a cooling element on top of the Wi-Fi board from the ESPs. It's probably for extra cooling. He also has I believe it's a DHT11. I'm not sure, it could be a 22 as well. It's just to check the temperature and the humidity inside of his box. And then he also uses an ESP8266 hooked up to an LED screen to actually see the amount he's mining and the amount of hashes that he gains. It's a really cool rig. I think personally the amount of ventilation is a little bit overkill. You probably don't need that much, even with the cooling elements on the boards itself. But it looks pretty cool nonetheless, and it's probably really effective at what it does. It would also be cool if you incorporated the LED screen into the box itself. It would be just a little bit cleaner than just laying on top of it, but it's still really cool. I'll give this rig an 8 out of 10. Good job, dude. The next rig is from Nasty. He has 3D printed himself a standoff box for his ESP8266s. There are 5 of them in this case, and he created a nice orange box for it, just for ventilation and standoff. This is the final product if everything is put together. It looks really clean. It's probably something you can just put away somewhere behind something, so it wouldn't bother you that much. And it's overall a really clean look for your mining rig. This is definitely a 7.5 out of 10. The next rig is from ID. He uses 4 Arduinos and it looks like 3 ESP8266s. It's nothing fancy, but it's really clean the way he managed with the cables. I've seen a lot worse cable management, for example my own. And if I would assume, I think this rig would probably make around 25 to 30 Ducos. I could be wrong, but that's just a little estimate from myself. It looks pretty good. and I will give this rig a 7 out of 10. The next rig is from Zaidlenburg. I think he has 20 ESP8266s. You can see 16 of them stacked on top of each other, but if you look really closely, you can see that on the back side right here, there are 2 more, and I would assume these are on the other side as well, so which makes it 20 ESPs, which is crazy. I have 16 ESPs, but I think you beat me to it. I also really like the tower designs. As I probably mentioned in the previous rig showcase as well. And the cup of coffee or the cup of soup in the foreground just finish the whole product. It's a really clean rig, and there's not much to it. It's just a lot of ESPs, and it gets the job done pretty good. I would say he would gain about 60 Duco a day, somewhere around that. So if you ever considered buying ESPs and you want 20, then you can probably expect around 60 Ducos a day. I really like just clean tower design, so I'd probably give this rig a 7.5 out of 10. The final rig of this video already is from Kelv. He uses 8 ESP8266s with golden standoffs. It's again a tower design. Sadly, it doesn't stand up, as you can see. He's placed them right on top of his router, so you probably won't have any issues with getting enough Wi-Fi connection to his boards. It's not necessary, you don't need the best Wi-Fi connection for your board, but if you have the room on top of your router, it's probably the best place you could ever place them. Also, the cable management isn't optimal on this rig, but nonetheless, it does the job. 8 ESPs probably get you around, I would say, 20 to 28 Duinos a day. So that's a really good starting point if you want to mine Duinocoin. Just get some ESPs. And the reason why you see so many ESPs is because it's at the moment probably one of the best boards to mine Duinocoin. So a lot of people that actually mine Duinocoin use the ESPs. So with that being said, I'll give this rig a 7 out of 10. I would recommend you try to tidy up those cables a little bit, but other than that, it looks really good. So that was the mining rig showcase already. I really love to do these every month, so if you guys want your rig featured in the next episode of this showcase, please join my Discord channel in the description down below this video, and you can send a picture of your own rig, and maybe your rig would be featured in the next Duinocoin showcase. So I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.